If you've been playing Warzone recently, I'm sure you don't even need me to tell you that the STG is completely broken right now. The numbers on Warzone ranked back that up as well. It's gotten up to the most popular long-range assault rifle by a long shot. I mean, it's being picked over 15% of loadouts. And we can see that happened towards the end of April, early May. And that obviously has to do with it getting buffed, but as well the Godzilla bundle got released, and that's been a very popular bundle. STG probably will get nerfed soon. I mean, you can't have a gun be picked that many times in a loadout. Things aren't really balanced right now in that sense. I think the meta, aside from that, is pretty balanced. The XM4 is probably the next gun in line in terms of the long-range meta, but the STG is just being picked so much more than the XM4. I think they will probably have to nerf it pretty soon. I did want to share my STG with you guys because I did find something in the build that makes it slightly better in my opinion. And in terms of it being better, I just mean that it's lowering the theoretical TTK. Obviously, everything's going to come down to skill level and personal preference. So this is definitely something you should try, but you don't have to necessarily live by it. If you don't like it, you can obviously go back to whatever STG build that you've been using. This is the typical STG meta build. There are a couple things that could be swapped out, but this is probably the most popular version of the build. I would say I also see a lot of 3 to 6x optics, maybe even more than the 2.5, but I just use the 2.5 personally. You could also switch Vital for Nerves of Steel. It really depends. Vital helps in some situations, but it just depends how many torso shots you're going to be getting. Again, preference. And then the last thing really is the underbarrel and magazine, actually. Carver foregrip is pretty common. You're going to get more recoil control, but the gun will be a little bit slower. And then the 50 round mag versus the 60. But what I've changed on my build recently is actually the muzzle. I've been trying the recoil booster, which is going to increase the fire rate, and that will lower that theoretical TTK. If you're shooting more bullets and hitting those shots, you will be able to kill someone faster. And then obviously you are going to show up on the minimap if you take off a silencer. However, you can take off lengthened and use subsonic ammunition. That will essentially do the same thing as a silencer. So in this build, you would be getting a faster TTK, faster possible TTK, but losing the increased bullet velocity from using lengthened ammunition. If you can hit your shots in like a mid to long range engagement, this build definitely hits like a truck. However, it can be hard to get used to that change in bullet velocity and fire rate. So if you're not gonna hit your shots with this build, it's not really worth it, because like I said, it lowers the theoretical TTK. That's if you can still hit your shots. If not, just go back to the build that's easiest to use for you. I just wanted to throw this out there because it's definitely a good option, and you can do this with most Vanguard assault rifles as long as they don't already have bad bullet velocity. Last thing too is I would probably say that this version of the STG is better for Rebirth Island when you're going to be in more mid-range engagements, whereas Caldera, it might be better to just go with the original meta build with the silencer and the lengthened ammunition. I think the lengthened ammo is probably a little bit more important in Caldera, and making sure you can hit your shots when you're in more long range engagements on Caldera. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. Peace out.